Set the intro with that. We should. Oh, we're live, folks. I hit the wrong one anyways. That was the outro. Whoops. That's what happens when I'm off for too long.
It's all good.
Oh, man. Tuesday night sports. Oh, man. NFL news. I mean, not a whole lot of NFL news. I mean, there's Brian Flores news. There's the
soccer team, USA soccer team. They got paid.
Yeah, I saw that.
So...
Oh, man. I haven't done a whole... Oh, let's go here. We got the chat. Oh, God. Jeff, congratulations on the commies.
Updating their logo.
Yep. God. What would we do without you, Jeff?
I know.
God almighty.
Gotta have a troll.
Yeah. But let's mute that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there was... Let's see. We had the NBA All-Star... All-Star weekend. I heard the draft or the dunk contest was not the best.
Nope.
Yeah, that was kind of what I gathered from almost everybody that I the news articles and everywhere else that I could pull up information. Let's see what else news wise there was. We had Brian Flores making some headlines. There's still some good NFL rumors out there about where Tom Brady's going to end up come week one. I still have my theory that he's going to end up signing with the
49ers.
49ers, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I say if Brady comes out of retirement, it'll be to the 49ers. If he doesn't sign if he's not starting for them week one, his career's done. That's I think where we can end it at that point because I don't think he's going to play for anybody else.
I don't even why do you think he wants to play with us so bad?
That's where he wanted to go. He wanted to play there 2 years ago. When he became a free agent, that he called the Niners and said, "I want to play with you guys," and they said no at the time because they had already been locked into. I think that was right after they got Jimmy G. That was the team he wanted to go to. When they said no, he went to Tampa Bay. I still think he wants to go there. And there's a lot of players that former Patriots, former teammates of his, and insiders that still think and don't believe that he's going to stay retired. I think he's just waiting for the Bucs to pass on him or to sign somebody else to his replacement, and then he's going to ask to get cut so he can or become a free agent so he can go see if the Niners will take him. And I think they would. I don't know if they really are sold 100% at this point. I think it would be, yes, I know they've got Trey Lance, but why not give him one more year, especially to sit behind Tom Brady? You have Brady almost, I mean, that team is Super Bowl ready at this point.
But the thing about it is you've wasted, on a rookie, you usually give them at least a year to sit behind somebody. You've now given this rookie 2. And you've gave up picks, so that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we'll have to see.
I don't think they're gonna. You can get you a horrible because there's some other people out there.
Hey, Trubisky's a free agent.
So is Blaine. Who is it? Gabbert. What was that guy?
Oh my God, Blaine Gabbert. Oh God,
he's out there. He's out there.
Well, and remember, we still don't know anything about Rodgers, even though he left a nice little cryptic message.
I seen a poll. A lot of people said that he's just going to go to the Packers. I mean, where else?
We know about as much as where Rodgers is going to go as we do where some of these other ones. I do know. I read that. Deshaun Watson has listed his 2 teams he wants to play for, one being the Vikings and the other is the Bucs. Well, obviously, that doesn't surprise me with the Bucs. I was kind of surprised with the Vikings. I also don't see them going that route. There's no way that nobody's going to take that. He's already been told he can't do anything about
First of all,
the
there's
lawsuits.
too many strip clubs out there in Tampa, so he doesn't need to go there.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
he doesn't need to go there.
Well, the Vikings, no one's going to take. They can't get rid of him. I mean, unless a team has a massive amount of cap space, because he's got $45 million of dead cap space. Mm-hmm. He's getting 30 million plus million, I think, this year, and the only way the Vikings can do anything is to sign him for an extension. Which, from what I've gathered, I think that's the route they're going. But his extension is looking like 40 million a year. And I'm just like, that's a lot of money for a semi-good, great quarterback. But I look at it this way: if the Vikings, we know they got a new head coach, they got a new offensive coordinator, things like that. If they put the pieces around Cousins,
Just as Cousins traded to the Panthers, you heard it here first.
There was that actually I saw that report. There was talk about that as well. But if the Vikings keep him and they build talent around him, they could very easily do the same thing that Washington did.
Because
no. You look at his stats. Look at his stats last year. They were phenomenal. The problem with the Vikings last year was the defense was complete garbage. Which is why they got rid of Zimmer. Zimmer was the defensive genius. Right. That's what cost them, because
I agree, but
between that and you had their star running back injured half the season, and then even when he was healthy, they would start to use him, let him get built up, and then let's go back to the passing game. Cousins can handle it.
But that's a lot of money, though.
Right, and I don't know if he's worth $40 million a year.
He's not, and you have. As a general manager, you got to use common sense. Okay, you got to use common sense. Is this man worth $40 million? You can go get another so-so quarterback that can throw and pass the ball. There's a bunch of guys out there. Hell, you can go get Wentz. You can go get. There's people out there that you can get, but don't pay this man $40 million, dude. That is crazy.
They would be. Jeff said, Ray, who was your biggest snub from the NBA 75?
Who was my biggest snub? I don't know. I got to check the list. I know people were talking about Tony Parker. Did he deserve it? I have to check it out. I got to check it out.
See if there's any
other... Mine was Vince Carter. That is to leave that man out there who put his hand all the years and all the teams. Plus, he was one of the greatest dunkers. Yeah, I would say that's a horrible snub, Vince Carter. That's a horrible snub.
What are your thoughts on LeBron's comments about finishing his career to be able to play 1 year with his last year with his son when his son makes it?
He needs to get his old ass out and just stop it. That's time for his son. Don't take the spotlight from his son. You had your moment. Get out and let your boy play. I mean,
well, there was some of the stuff I read was that they should, because his son is eligible for the draft in like 2 years, I think, or it's next year. I don't remember. It's either next year. He might be early eligible, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I looked at his.
I mean, what did Mutombo do, Jeff? No. I mean, yeah. What did he blocked?
Oh, looks like the NFL's already dropping suspensions. They suspended free agent defensive end Amani Bledsoe for the first 6 games of the 2022 season for violating the performance-enhancing drug policy. Bledsoe, who spent last season with the Titans, also lost a season of eligibility in college for a positive PED test. So he already had the track record. He's just keeping it up in the pros now that he was where he left off in college. Oh, man. It doesn't look like there's much news-wise today. Although today's the first day of the you can start franchise tagging players as well.
Right.
That's another one. Comments on what happened in Michigan hoops. Ooh, what? Didn't you? Did you not ask these questions on the basketball show? we talk. Did you look at the news? The headline for this show is NFL news, and the big thing was the USFL Inaugural Draft Day. I understand we are an all around sports though, but
the problem is the rankings, man. Some of these guys were overrated, like way overrated in the rankings, man.
Yeah,
that's this with the 75. I have issues where these guys landed at. That's my problem.
Which one are we talking about, Jeff? Though, which Michigan? Like regular Michigan or Michigan State? Because Michigan State just got blown out in basketball to Iowa. So the Hawkeyes whipped them 86-60.
Juwan Howard is suspended for the rest of the season because after the game with a coach.
Oh yeah.
And he tried to. I'm like, look, man, you ain't back with Chris Webber and the Wolverines, back in the young days, man. You got to set an example. You can't be swinging at a coach, swinging at players, man.
Jeez. Dude, the fight.
And it wasn't even, honestly, it wasn't they're really blowing it up. It wasn't that big of a thing. I've seen.
No, it's because of it's who he is. That's what it was. That's why it's blown up like this.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really do I've seen coaches and players go at it. It wasn't that big.
Yeah.
Of a deal.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Rodgers has no news, which we already knew that. Sorry, I'll keep it to the NFL. What about Colbert said today? I didn't even pay attention to what Colbert said.
Yes, it's all over the place.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up. Oh, it says the NFL protest and see, I don't want to get into that though because it's a dicey thing when you start trying to see. That's one thing I don't care for is dragging politics into sports, and I don't know if I really want to get into that because that's exactly that's a thin line that I don't know if I don't want to really cross on this show because then we're going to turn this into a political debate.
Yep.
I mean, it would get us views, but I don't want to go down that path.
Yeah, we don't do that. He says, "What about the combine backtracking over the weekend?"
Damn, Jeff, man, can't you? You got to send me these things I have time to prep.
Is Jeff directing our
I
show?
I think he's doing that.
He's just like, I think Jeff is drinking and he's just going here.
What he's doing is he's typing sports news while he's got a second window open, so he's got sports news on one side.
What about this? What about this?
But the other thing was the USFL draft kicked off today.
Yeah.
So it was a 35 round. That's a long, but you're filling an entire team.
You're filling up. Yeah, you have to.
I thought about that. I was like, God, that's a long draft. But then I was like, well, that's like if I, back in the days I played Madden, that's like fantasy football draft when you're picking your entire team.
Yeah. And I've done that. Shout out to your Michigan Panthers. They got the first pick.
Yep. The uniforms though too are. I'm gonna see if I can. Let's see. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna. Hold on. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me go like that for a minute. I'm gonna share the screens, and then I'll adjust it. Screen 2. There we go. Well, let's go like that. I think that'll still work. Whatever. People can zoom in. But yeah, first overall draft pick in the new league was Shea Patterson, University of Michigan. I don't know how they I guess it was like a lottery type thing that they did this. But now, so it'll be the 2-day event.
Michigan team went after a Michigan college.
Yeah, what are the odds on that one? But I thought it was cool because it says that, the event, it was a 2-day event taking place Tuesday and Wednesday in Birmingham, Alabama, which is home to every USFL regular season game this year. I believe, if I remember reading correctly about the league, is that the first year it'll be just in Birmingham because they're trying to get stadiums or licensing or whatever set for next year for the second season, and then they'll actually start to have games all over the place. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get some additional teams at that point. But yeah, that was the first one. Day one proceed. Let's see, get some stats on him. He was a former 5-star recruit who started both Mississippi and Michigan. 8,800 yards and 68 touchdowns, so that's not bad. Keselowski announced the first overall pick, so I guess they were posting everything on Twitter. Let's see. He finished, well, look at that. 2 years at Michigan, he finished ahead of both Tom Brady and his former head coach, Jim Harbaugh. So, on the school's all-time passer list. He's a big guy, 6'1", 212. That's not too bad.
I wonder, and Fisher, Fisher, hey, he...
Yeah, I didn't get that far down to see. And he's got the talent. Like, he's going to be the one that I want to watch the most for a team-wise. Because he's probably their biggest star as a head coach in this league.
Yeah, he coached McNair. He coached
Air McNair. Oh man, it was so fun watching him play.
I love Kurt Warner. Still love Kurt.
Yeah, Warner was another one of my favorites. Well, I mean, this guy's got some NFL experience too. Signed with the Chiefs, spent time in the CFL with the BC Lions and the Montreal Alouettes. Nice. So but he's got speed, because I was reading this, I was like, he's a baseball star, went with football, and he was drafted though by the Texas Rangers in the 39th round in 2018. So I was like, ooh.
It's weird. He didn't want to go and get some of that MLB baseball money. 'Cause I'm pretty sure he could have got more. Baseball.
Although I will say the uniform looks pretty nice. That's in the new Panthers uniform.
Yes.
Tampa Bay took Jordan, and I ain't even gonna mess with that last name. Out of Mississippi. Ain't even gonna. 2 flashy seasons at Ole Miss in which he passed for 5,600 yards and an impressive 30 touchdowns against 12 picks. That's not that bad. Signed with the Texans in 2019. They might have wanted to keep him. They probably should have. He jumped to the now defunct XFL a few months later. Played so well for the St. Louis Battlehawks that he earned shots with
Mekhi Brown.
Okay. I mean, he's got pretty good teams. At least one team was good. I mean, he got had some shots with the Chiefs, the Lions, the Commanders, Panthers. So I just I don't know with that. I like the red though, but that's his old Miss jersey, so they didn't get one there. But look who they got.
But can my boy Todd coach him now?
Let's see. Can y'all hear that? Is the sound working?
What? Well, it looks like Big E.
It is. Yeah. It is. I didn't know if the sound was working. I don't know if I got the sound working there. Did you hear anything?
No, I didn't hear nothing, boss.
Hold on, let me...
Nope.
Oh, I don't think I got... all right, hold on. I'm going to stop sharing and fix this real quick. Because I have...
on the stream is coming...
Oh, yeah, I forgot to... damn it, I forgot to share the system audio. There we go. That was my fault. Okay, let me rewind that. I think I fixed it.
Why, hello, I am Big E, and as a Tampa native, it is my distinct honor.
Oh, that's why he's a Tampa native.
To you that with the second pick of the 2022 USFL Draft, my hometown team, the Tampa Bay Bandits, select quarterback Jordan Te'amu!
Oh, wait a minute.
Congrats to you, Jordan, and Coach Haley. Let's go, Bandits!
Hold on.
Okay, well, hopefully I was really concerned because I was hoping he wasn't going to do that "Let's Go" dance stuff he does on WWE. I was going to have to end that real quick. There's his new look. That's a pretty good shot because, I mean, you could tell he just...
WWE announced Jordan Amu.
Yeah, I'm hoping the sound worked that time. That I got the sound. I don't. Oh, Ray. Todd, the loser from Pitt, is your guy. Jesus. Oh man.
No. Todd's not my guy.
Oh, okay. Sound was working, but it's like picking up all of my system audio.
Right.
So I'll just mute it until we're there, because otherwise it's going to be repeating everything. Philadelphia Stars got Brian Scott from Occidental College. He's been tabbed as the Aaron Rodgers of Division III, so he probably got. Yeah, I took care of the echo, Jeff. I'm guessing that he got drafted by a team he didn't want to. So he's going to have a chip on his shoulder the whole time he's in.
They got the blue.
I think that's his. I don't know. That might be his.
No, red. They're red.
Yeah, I haven't gotten down. He was the one that I was telling about the stats. 9,073 yards, 77 touchdowns in just 33 games. I mean, that's still impressive. Even though you're a Division III, I'd still say that that's pretty impressive. Let's see. Do they got a picture? There we go. Here we go. But he had stints with the Rams, Chiefs, Falcons, and Colts, in between cameos with the Edmonton Eskimos of the CFL and the New Jersey Devils of the Spring League.
Some of these guys got experience in the CFL, so that was good.
Yeah, so they're. I don't know about those, but.
Oh, come on, man! They're legit.
Nah, I mean it's new stuff. So the New Jersey Generals got Ben Holmes from Tarleton State. This is a short little guy, 5'10". That's like
10.
That's like Kyler Murray.
He's gonna have to jump over his.
That's like Kyler Murray status.
Man, oh my! I hope he's got some speed because he's gonna be running.
Let's see. He initially started at wide receiver in high school and junior college before landing at Tarleton State as a quarterback. He guided the Texans to their first outright Lone Star Conference championship, left with a sparkling 23-2 career record as the starting QB. Holmes, 26, so he's a young kid. Right. Continued his playing career in the Indoor Football League, signing with the six-time champion Arizona Rattles prior to Tuesday's selection at number 4 by the Generals. And we got, here, I'm going to mute us for a minute. Well, we'll just stop chatting for a sec.
With the 4th pick in the USFL Draft, the New Jersey Generals select quarterback Ben Holmes. Good luck, young man. Can't wait to see you out there this year. And go Generals! Woo! Let's go, baby! With the 4th pick.
Oop. Let me mute that. Oh, man. I wonder if he had to redo that video a couple of times because he accidentally said, "Let's go Giants."
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
There you go. That's his Tarleton State. So they didn't really show anything for him.
So we got
let's see.
Gamblers.
Houston Gamblers. Clayton Thorson from Northwestern, prior to earning a 5th-round selection by the then defending Super Bowl champion Eagles.
Warren Moon announces him.
Yeah, he threw for 10,731 yards, 61 touchdowns, with 27 rushing touchdowns. That's not bad. His squad finished 36-17 during his time as a starter in the highly competitive Big Ten. He also spent time with the Cowboys and Giants before being selected by the Gamblers at number 5. So let's listen to the legendary Warren Moon.
Yeah.
The 2022 USFL Inaugural Draft. Wow, what an exciting day for a lot of young athletes. This is Warren Moon here, and I am happy to announce my favorite position and the 1st-round pick for the Houston Gamblers, Clayton Thorson. Looking forward to watching you, Clayton. Houston Gamblers all the way. Let's go, Houston.
Wasn't as exciting as some of these.
Warren Moon looked pretty damn old.
I know. Pocket aces. Clayton Thorson is a gambler. Well, I'm hoping he's not a gambler.
Coach of the teams, Kevin Sumlin. My team is going to be fast. So I hope this kid can run.
Gamblers fans hit the jackpot with Clayton Thorson. I guess we'll
Fun
see.
factor, Moon is the only player in both the CFL Hall of Fame and the NFL Hall of Fame.
Nice. Well, he's
Sure
earned it in
about
both
that?
of them. Do we need to fact check him?
Sure about that? There's a guy that played in Boston College, and he had a video game after him. He's not in the CFL Hall of Fame? He's not in the NFL Hall of Fame either?
Who could we be talking about? Video game. Who could that possibly be that had a video game name? Oh, indie
He was
game.
Patriots.
God, which one was? I'm thinking the wrong. I got the wrong quarterback that had a video game named after him. Then I'm thinking the Arena League. Wrong QB. Oh yeah, I remember Doug Flutie had a football game, Maximum football.
Hold on, let me check and see if Doug Flutie's in there. That'd be a shame because Doug was a cool dude.
So pick number 6 came in. Birmingham Stallions took Alex McGow from Florida International, but he was another one that has NFL experience. He was a 7th round pick by the Seahawks in 2018, the team's first quarterback draft pick since Russell Wilson. So he also spent time in the NFL with the Jaguars and the Texans. He's 6'3", 214. Another one that's a young kid, 26 years old. Started all 4 years of his career at FIU, becoming the school's all-time leader in passing touchdowns.
He's in the college
65.
He's in the College Hall of Fame. He's in the College Hall of Fame. So
let's see.
CFL and the College Hall of Fame. Doug Flutie.
65 passing touchdowns, 9,091 yards, passing yards, and another 535 yards and 16 touchdowns on the ground. So that's another good. He's going to be a good one, I think. He's got experience. He sat behind. I don't know how long he sat behind Russell Wilson, but you had a pretty damn good quarterback you were sitting behind for a bit. Maybe not so much with the Texans and the Jaguars. But I mean, he's still young. So who'd we get? Bo Jackson. The only thing I remember about one of the best things about Bo Jackson was the hack you had in Tecmo Super Bowl.
What a shame, man! If he would have never got tackled, when he was a Raider.
All right, well let's.
Oh
well, you see what shirt what team he's repping there.
Yeah.
All right, let's turn that volume and hit the play.
Hello, everyone. Bo Jackson here. And I'm proud to announce the first-round draft pick, quarterback for the Birmingham Stallions, Alex McGough. Welcome, Alex, to the team. Proud to have you to represent my home state of Alabama. Looking forward to you and the Stallions run up and down the field this season. Go Stallions. Good luck and God bless.
Dude, this kid's got a lot of hair, man. He reminds me of the kid that plays for
Giddy up. The only thing, I'm sorry, it's just the way that Bo said his last name. It sounded like Mr. Magoo.
It did. It sure did.
So with Magoo. That's gonna be a bad name because that's all I'm gonna think of every time I see him on the field.
Oh my god.
He throws a pick. Of course he pulled a Magoo.
we got the Pittsburgh Maulers. What?
Woo.
Terry Bradshaw.
Well, no, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Kyle Lauletta out of Richmond. Ooh, Virginia native there. He was MVP of the Senior Bowl in 2018, which led to his selection. Look who he got drafted that year. He was drafted by the Giants.
Yeah.
We're saying, where's Victor when we need him? We could quiz him on this guy. 6'3", 222 pound QB, prototypical size and arm talent to generate interest from fans and rival scouts. 63.5% of his 1,200 career passes at Richmond, 10,465 yards, 73 touchdowns against 35 interceptions. Not bad. Spent time in the NFL with the Eagles, Falcons, Browns, Jaguars, along with obviously being drafted there.
I think he's going to be a top quarterback.
I think he will. He's got some. Stat wise, looking at that, he's definitely got some skill there. So will be fun to watch.
Gotcha.
Hello, everyone. Gathered in Birmingham, Alabama tonight for the 2022 USFL Draft. And as you know, I know a little bit about the draft as I was drafted number 1 in 1970 by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So tonight's a great night for me, and I guess it's a great night for Coach Wilson, because with the 7th pick in tonight's 2022 USFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Maulers select quarterback Kyle Lauletta. Kyle Lauletta. All right? Hope I got that right.
Oh, Terry, you got one job. You got one job, Terry. You got one job, man.
He forgot he's not. It's okay. He forgot he's not on Fox. Well, technically he was, because Fox is the home to the USFL along with NBC. Shout out to both of them for locking that in. But and I do know that, to carry on with that briefly, that the fact that Fox, this is the first time that Fox and NBC will be airing this football games at the same time since, I think it was actually before the NFL merger, the NFL AFL merger. It's been a long time, or it may even be longer than that if I remember correctly. I'd have to Google that and look it up.
We got another future Hall of Fame quarterback that announced the new New Orleans Breakers.
Ooh, look at that. I love that they got somebody from all of these areas, and it's great to see you got some big names that were coming out to support these kids. Let's see, Slaughter initially signed with Southern Miss, but transferred to Northern Colorado after the Golden Eagles moved him to receiver, and he said, "You know what? I'm out, guys, because I want to be a QB." Northern also played the athletic Slaughter at other positions, so he kind of seems like I think the Saints have a quarterback that's like that that played with this guy. But once he became the QB, he passed for 2,656 yards, 29 touchdowns against 10 interceptions. That landed him a job with the Denver Broncos in 2017, who cut him despite his passing for 413 yards in the preseason that year. He spent time since then with the Vikings, Cardinals, Lions, Bears, and the Las Vegas Raiders prior to the Breakers, making him their top pick on Tuesday. Now let's listen to the great...
I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Everybody, Drew Brees here. I'm excited to announce the 8th pick of the New Orleans Breakers, quarterback Kyle Slaughter. Congratulations, Kyle. Excited to see you represent New Orleans. Go Breakers.
Drew, come on now. You get a 12-second thing there. Hell, Terry had 39 seconds. I mean, he stumbled towards the end, but you did not seem very thrilled with that pick. You could tell in the tone of his voice he was not excited about that pick, so I don't know about that one. Round 2, so we don't really have... I don't think there's any more. I think they were mainly showcasing that, but round 2 was edge and defensive ends, so we can kind of take our guesses on some of these guys. New Orleans took David Bellamy out of Georgia, so a Bulldog. 5 sacks in the 2016 FBS season, tied for the most of any player on that Georgia team. He also recorded 1.5 sacks against Alabama in the 2017-2018 College Football Playoff Championship, and he was signed by the Texans as an undrafted free agent in 2018. So he might be a good one to watch for that position. Let's see. Pittsburgh Maulers took Carlo Kemp out of Michigan, the nephew of Chuck Pagano and John Pagano. Carlo Kemp played in 46 games, 29 starts, and 5 seasons at Michigan. He was a 2019 third-team All-Big Ten selection, so he's pretty fresh out of school. He's only 2 years out, so that'll be good for that kid. Let's see. The Stallions took Aaron... Gonna pass on the last name there, buddy. Sorry about that. He switched from college basketball to college football in his 5th season of eligibility, and then was signed by the Ravens as an undrafted free agent in 2019. He played in TSL and the AAF. That was the other league I could never remember. Oh, wait, because it was a short-lived league. Another one of those. Chris Odom from the Houston Gamblers, the son of linebacker Cliff Odom, who played 13 seasons in the NFL. Chris was a 2016 first-team All-Sun Belt selection and was signed by the Falcons as an undrafted free agent in 2017. He also played in the AAF and the CFL. Let's see. The New Jersey Generals take Bryson Young from Oregon. 49.
I got
49 games and 4.
I got
go
a
ahead.
name for you, man. Okay, so there's a guy that got picked by the Pittsburgh Maulers, and his name is Shitty. Or is it Chitty?
Oh, God.
Chitty, Chidi. Okie Okie.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord.
Chitty,
Well, I
Chitty,
mean,
Okie.
well, the Freedom Stars, the Freedom Stars, good God. I just pulled a Terry Bradshaw there. The Philadelphia Stars drafted Freedom from Nebraska. Ken Moladun, I guess is how I'm guessing. I don't really know, and if I got that wrong, Freedom, I'm sorry. You can hit me up on YouTube. I'll correct it. A 2015 Big Ten All-Freshman team selection. He played in the NFL for the Bengals 2019-2020 and the Jets this past season. So he's right out of the NFL. He switched from tight end to defensive end during his redshirt freshman year at Nebraska. So let's see. Mecky Brown was a unanimous 4-star prospect coming out of high school. Was named to the 2018 OVC All-Newcomer team and was drafted by the Bandits. And the Panthers took I'm just gonna go with AA. There we go. That'll work for me.
Okay.
Did you see I don't even Oddwell. Yeah, I'm not going to butcher that name. A 2018 honorable mention, All Mountain West selection. Played in 33 games in 3 seasons at Utah State. He led the team with 3 fumble recoveries. That's always a good thing. And
Moladun.
all right, well,
Acting
there we go.
Moladun.
Oh man, look at that, round 3. So, somebody from Maryland, Kevin Walker, 50 games and 5 seasons at Maryland, and was signed by the Bears as an undrafted free agent. So he's got a little bit of NFL experience. Mm-hmm. Michael Scott played in 25 games, 4.5 sacks in 2 seasons at Oklahoma State. He's related to former NFL running back Tatum Bell. I feel like I know that guy. Philadelphia Stars took Gus Cumberland from Oregon. The Generals took Colin Hill. Houston Gamblers took Ahmad Gooden.
Birmingham
Sanford.
Chauncey Haney from North Greenville.
Well, let's see. Led them with 3 blocked kicks in 2018. Was a 2019 Division II Second Team All-America selection and the 2019 Gulf South Conference Defensive Player of the Year. So that's pretty good. The Maulers took Nasir Player, East Tennessee State. New Orleans took Henri St. Amour from Georgia Tech.
Oh, you got that.
You took a shot and Breakers took James Folston Jr. from Pitt. Oh, too bad the Pittsburgh didn't get him.
Eric, go ahead and say that last name for me.
Asua. I'm not even sure if I said
what?
Asawa. Well, he was born in the Netherlands. He played 47 games and 4 seasons at Western Michigan from 2015 to 2018.
Wow. Born in the Netherlands.
Wow.
Wow.
Came to the U.S. and played 4 years of college football, and now he's got himself an upgrade there. Birmingham Stallions took Seth Thomas out of Northern Iowa. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Houston Gamblers, Draquan Brown from Central Illinois. Malik Hamner, picked up by the Generals, Jackson State. Philadelphia Stars took Carroll Phillips. Oh, thank God that wasn't a different last name.
Yeah.
God, that person, he'd never hear the end of that.
So Tampa Bay Bandits got Adam Schuler from Florida.
I wonder if there's any connection with any of the other with Heath. Adam, if you're out there listening, please, for the love of God, don't headbutt the goalpost.
No,
don't pull a Heath Schuler. Chase DeMore
or Central Washington.
Oh, they got a compensatory pick for pass in future round. The New Orleans Breakers took Nigel Chavez. I like the first name. Sounds very professional.
Right.
Or it sounds like a name you'd hear from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Compensatory pick for a future pass and future round. Birmingham Stallions took Jonathan Newsom from Ball State. What do we? Good Lord, man, we got. I don't know how many routes there were in the first day. Well, out of 32, there were probably a ton of them.
Right.
I'm gonna just jump over here just to see if there was any other breaking news while we're pulling up some stuff. Let's see. No, it's just Aaron Rodgers. No one cares about him. He's overrated bum. Anyways, offensive tackles. Yeah, I don't know much. I don't see. This is where we're getting to the point where I just kind of buzz through this, and then we could just be like, well, they hailing from Baltimore, Maryland. Keith Williams helped Colorado State to the second best offense in the Mountain West. Oh, let's see. More offensive tackle. While they just summarize everything.
Right.
Oh, these are okay. So we're just not up there yet. They haven't announced all these other picks. So let's see. Round 7 will be offensive tackles. 8 will be cornerbacks, and 9 and 10, 11. Additional quarterbacks will be drawn in the 12th round. So I'll be interested to see what do they do for the 12th round.
Kelly Fett 93. Andrew is in the chat.
Hey, Kelly. What's going on, buddy? Let's wrong button. There we go. Stop sharing. There we go. Because otherwise, every time I flip the screens looking at news and stuff, it's going to pop up on the screen, and I don't need the NFL harassing us. So I'm looking here. Let's see. I don't think there was much other. I know MLB news. We're still waiting to see if they're going to come to an agreement. Well, there actually looks like they popped up something. So the MLB Players Association, MLBPA makes a counter to the owners after the second day of CBA negotiations. Second straight day of CBA negotiations brought about a counter proposal from the MLB Players Association to the league's owners, with the offer reportedly touching on increasing salaries for pre-arbitration players, raising the minimum salaries for all players, and tweaking the proposed draft lottery. There was no movement regarding the league's competitive balance tax. The Players Union has proposed that 75% of players with 2 to 3 years of service time be eligible for arbitration, a decrease from the initial request of 80%. They also requested a raise to the overall league minimum salary to $775,000. God damn. What the hell am I doing YouTube when I should have been a baseball player?
Right.
Well, the hell?
You could have had money. So there was a rare Kobe Bryant card that sells privately for $2 million.
Oh, Jeff said the Rams have a new. Oh, shut up, Roger Goodell. I can't. Yeah, it looks like. NFL 2021 rookie grades. That's all that was. Let's see. What do we got here? Rams new. Jake Peets becomes the latest assistant to join the Rams' new look staff of offensive coaches. And that was 7 hours ago. Oh, here we go. Got it. The Rams hired Kentucky's Liam Cohen to replace Kevin O'Connell as the offensive coordinator. I don't know about that. I don't know much about him. But if I want to say off of his appearance, this is not the best. That ain't the best expression to have.
Somebody caught that picture.
I'm not trying to knock anything on. Maybe he's going to be a great coordinator. But dude, that is a bad photo to have out there. Let's see. So he's 36. So he's another young guy. Let's see. So under the guidance of Cohen, Kentucky embraced a more diverse offense relative to the one that had been run heavy in prior years. UK players combined for 366 pass attempts, up from 243 the prior year. 2,933 passing yards, up from 1,336 in 2020. That's a big jump. And 24 receiving touchdowns, up from 7. So you can definitely tell that they were a running team. Wildcats finished second in the SEC East with a 10-3 record, including 5-3 in conference. So it'll be interesting to see if what he does. If he's a passive kind of coach, it will still work with that offense. Jake Peets was the other one to become the latest assistant, so he's the third offensive assistant in the coming days to join the Rams coaching staff. Let's see. So they hired Liam Cohen for the offensive coordinator while they're staying in the SEC to bring in another familiar face. The Rams are adding LSU's offensive coordinator Jake Peets to Sean McVay's coaching staff. Peets and McVay spent time together in 2014 while in Washington. So,
you don't hear my TV in the background, do you?
A little bit, but not like super loud. Not until you took your headphones off.
Okay, cool.
When you lifted them up, I did. Let's see. Callie said, hope the Steelers get a good quarterback. Well, maybe they'll get Russell Wilson. Unless you're talking a draft, I don't know. Are they willing to draft a quarterback, or do you think that they're more inclined to go towards free agency? I don't know. I don't know Tomlin's thinking if what route he's going to want to go.
Go draft. Go to the draft. Go to the draft.
Because does he have any of those? Who's left on the Steelers quarterback roster? Let's see.
You gotta understand also, man. Money. You just can't.
True. Well, yeah, I don't know what the cap space looks like for them. I know. Let's see, if we're looking quarterbacks, they still have 3 right now. They've got Mason Rudolph is still there. They've got Joshua Dobbs and Dwayne Haskins. Wow, I'm surprised Dwayne Haskins is still on that team. That I wasn't really. That was honestly, I'm surprised.
You got to go to the draft and you got to find the next Ben Roethlisberger. That is the general manager, the coach. That's their job to replace Big Ben.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough. I think they either have to rely heavily on what they have currently while they find a suitable replacement, or you kind of put. I don't want to say it's a rebuilding. It's not a complete rebuild. It's still you have to still rebuild because your offense is based around that QB position. So they're in an offensive rebuild. I think more at this point than anything else. Definitely ain't going to be worried about I'm not worried about a Steelers defense. I don't think that's anything to worry about. I know news-wise, the other news-wise was on Monday, Harris County judge ruled that Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson can be deposed in 9 of the 22 civil cases filed against him.
So Jeff said they've got $30 million in cap space. But still, that's
who are you going to get though?
You
can't get Kirk Cousins. I can tell you that. You're not getting Aaron Rodgers for under $30 million. Russell Wilson. Maybe they could go after if they were going to get a veteran. You could potentially, if you wanted to go that route, you could try and get Carson Wentz or Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know how much he'd be valued at to sign, but I think he could do well in the Steelers organization.
See, I'm a jerk because I wouldn't even get. I don't even think, that's just me. I wouldn't give Teddy $30 million, man. Sorry, he hasn't.
Well, he looked good in the Saints, but remember that was a different Saints team than last season. Right. So he was basically filling in for Drew Brees, who had that stellar offense.
You have what's that guy, Brissett?
Yeah,
you can get him on the cheap, but he's not like I wouldn't say he's like an elite quarterback, but he could go cheap.
Yeah. Let's see. So where do you think Trubisky could go?
It's a shame because he really should be a starter somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking to see could Trubisky and right now there you got at least two big names. You got Mitchell Trubisky and Marcus Mariota, and basically the question was asked by ESPN: could Mitchell Trubisky, Marcus Mariota be legit starting quarterback options in 2022? I think they could. Look at the teams that have struggled.
Right.
That there's always a need for quarterbacks. We know that. That's just the way the NFL is. Houston, right. I'm sure would love to could use one of those names. Carolina's another one that could, I
could see him in Trubisky and I could see him in Carolina. I think he could do well in Carolina.
Yeah, as long as the line can protect him, but if he's a little bit more mobile, if I remember correctly, than some of these other guys that are there. So it says this: what free agent quarterback market could provide some sneaky big fireworks come March. At least 11 teams either need a starter. So the Saints need a starter, Commanders, the Broncos, the Buccaneers, and the Steelers. Could bring in competition, and these are teams that could bring in competition are the Giants, Panthers, Colts, and Texans, or might just be up to something, which would lead to the Browns and the 49ers. Because we also don't know where with the Niners. That's another one.
On his mock draft, he's got Pittsburgh taking quarterback Desmond Ridder. He would be a good fit. I have liked the tape on the kid. Lots of upside.
Well, I haven't looked at the draft. I haven't done any of that stuff yet, let alone looked at any of that. I haven't even gotten that far. It's the ESPN Plus. I don't feel like signing in to see. It was basically talking Trubisky, Winston, Mariota, and Bridgewater, and with Trubisky getting a reset.
New Orleans need to keep Winston. Winston actually did great until he got hurt. He did a hell of a job.
Well, yeah, and he was, even though if you look at his last season in Tampa, he was great. 40 effing touchdowns. I mean, that's a lot. I get the interceptions there, but Brady was throwing picks too. That's right. The product. The interception issue is a product of that Arians style offense. So that wasn't the question. I mean, he just, I have always been a fan of Winston since he was from Florida, came out of Florida State. I knew he was going to do good things.
He can also steal some crack legs too. But
let's see. So Trubisky's reset. Let's see. Toiled in the shadows for months in Buffalo, juggling all the tests that make backups value, emulating Patrick Mahomes on the scout team, dissecting defenses on a tablet with coaches. Well, thankfully he didn't throw the tablet and get yelled at, like certain others.
UGM in LV says Carr needs Dak and Mahomes money. He's got an arm. But you got to get players. He's got to have players.
He doesn't have the talent around him. If he had Dallas,
he's got a tight end.
Yes, he does have a tight end. He has that. But I'm just saying, if you put some more pieces like a Dallas type, oh God, I have to wash my mouth out after that. But if you put some of that kind of talent or like the Chiefs' talent around him, I think he'd be great. He would do fantastic. Let's see. It'll be interesting to see where Trubisky goes.
I don't know about Dak and Mahomes money though.
That's like trying.
I don't know.
You think You think he's well? I don't think so either. I mean, maybe. Do you think like what Kirk Cousins wants, the $40 million a year type money, or is he not worth that much?
I was thinking 30, 35, 30, 35.
I could see that. I mean, you gotta win a ton of.
To get that money, you have to be able to go deep in the playoffs and damn it get to the Super Bowl. Okay,
and that's why I don't see with like Kirk comparing that that analogy is why I don't see Kirk Cousins making it. We use that analogy, Kirk Cousins does not get a $40 million a year extension. He hasn't earned it. Stat wise, yeah, he looks fantastic on paper, but your team hasn't gotten to the playoffs since you've been there.
You can get anybody to air the ball out. That's what he does. He can air the ball out to Adam Jefferson.
But the problem with the problem with Cousins, and this has always been his problem. As soon as the pocket collapses and he's under pressure, he crumbles.
Right.
He falls apart. He panics, and that's the biggest weakness you can have in the NFL as a quarterback. You cannot panic. You're the general. You can't do that.
Hey, sometimes it's a change of scenery. Look what happened to Stafford. He got the hell out of Detroit, went to LA,
Got himself a ring.
got himself a ring. So sometimes you gotta get out of your situation, and I think.
I mean, Trubisky, though, he's a tough guy. Especially, I mean, look where he came from. He came from Chicago, of all places. I mean,
great SPG.
What's going on, Will? But he's waiting. Let's see. Trubisky entered 2021 free agency, wanting to play in the short term, but taking the long view. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets somewhere. Let's see, who else are they? Jameis Winston's recovery. I don't think that they should move on from him. I think he's he's a free agent, but I can't imagine. God, they gotta lock him up. They can't. In my mind, that would be stupid to let him go. Because you're right, like you said, he looked fantastic before he got injured. Saints went 5-2. Winston was 14 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, and then tore his ACL.
Yep.
So, and there's talk if the 49ers move on from Jimmy G, which is largely expected, and I there's no question in my mind that they're going to move on from him.
You can't pay Jimmy that money.
They could spend money on an accomplished free agent quarterback to pair with Trey Lance. That would give San Francisco flexibility with the new quarterback, either supporting Lance in a backup role or actually starting games if Lance needs a little more developmental time at a lesser cost than Jimmy is due at 2020 or this year he's due $25.5 million. That's too much for that bum. They're talking Mariota.
No.
Mariota would make a lot of sense in that scenario. He would thrive off Shanahan's designed runs while providing experience.
No,
you don't.
He's about as brittle as peanut brittle. All right, you blow on him, he'll break a leg or break an ankle or something. He's just not.
Well, let's see. Mariota's last extended action was really good. 17 of 28 passing, 226 yards and a touchdown against the Chargers, but that was also 2 years ago.
Exactly.
That didn't stop Vegas from cutting his pay in 2021 from $10.75 million down to $3.5 million plus incentives.
Damn.
Bridgewater's is another one. He started for 4 different teams since 2017. And I give the kid a lot of credit for being able to get back to a starting position. I mean, I don't think anybody thought he was going to come back after that nasty injury.
Where do you think Robinson ends up? Peanut brittle. Yeah, peanut brittle is good. I love peanut brittle. Especially See's candy. My wife gets See's candy peanut brittle. That's the bomb.
There's still talk that Washington's going to go for the big ticket quarterback market this year. And I know Rivera has said that as well, that he's mentioned everything's on the table now.
I'm telling you, they got something with this Heineken. You need to let the kid play. I'm telling you,
they need to let him play. Yeah,
they gotta let him play. You gotta let him play. He's good. He is good. I see how I like him. I think good.
If they let him go, he's going to go to a team and he's going to be a star. That's typical Washington. That's what happens when you're a former Washington quarterback. When you leave, you either go somewhere else and have success. I mean, unless you're Dwayne Haskins, then you do the same stupid crap and you sit the bench, or you could end up winning the Super Bowl with another team like Brad Johnson did with the Bucks.
Right.
Another year later. I know there's still some people. Apparently, there's people around the league that are wondering if Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to retire. And I don't know why he wouldn't.
Played on every damn team. He should retire.
Well, he's 39. He just had hip surgery, dude. You don't need just call it a season. You're good, man. I'm sure Fox or hell, check with Amazon. They may hire you for a broadcasting gig for Thursday Night Football.
Right.
I'm sure they're looking for more people. ESPN, NBC, AB, hell, somebody will hire you. There's no reason you've accomplished. There ain't nothing else unless you want a Super Bowl, but ain't nobody. There's not a Super Bowl team that's gonna sign you,
right?
Unless you're a backup,
right?
Yeah. So let's see. Rodgers, I know he's still that. God, I don't even want to discuss Rodgers. I can't stand that bum. Oh. Yeah, little progress toward the CBA. So my guess, I mean, there's a lot of implications with that. If baseball doesn't get that CBA done, if they have to push back the
what happened to Red? It looks like he's trapped in the Twilight Zone. All right. Well,
everybody's showing up right when we was gonna.
We're closing. The show's over. So especially.
Well, I'm assuming you got stuff. Rodgers to Denver since his girlfriend dumped him.
Yeah.
Well, no, didn't you see though, Jeff? The Packers are bringing all these people in to keep him there. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much kind of covered it. I mean, the bulk of the show I wanted to focus tonight was on the some brief NFL news. There wasn't a huge amount going around. I mean, there was some highlights here and there, but it was mostly just to kind of highlight the USFL.
Yeah,
we'll probably have. I'm guessing
football is back, folks, in 52 days.
Yep. Well, and just think, next Tuesday we should hopefully have more to talk about because that'll be. Is that March 1st? It is.
Yes,
That's so free agency. There's the franchise tag will be going around. So I'm sure we'll have more NFL news to chit chat about. We can discuss.
NFL.
We'll have to pick our team favorites or which team will be our favorite for the USFL. And
we'll have the winners and losers so far for the free agency. Which
we can discuss.
There'll be people paying way too much money for players. I know you guys can't wait till the foot hits the ball. All right, it's time to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, make sure to tune into all our shows every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Sportscast for Sports Talk 101 with Aaron and Ray. Make sure if you haven't already followed, subscribe. Hit all of those. Get everything subscribed. Follow us on Twitter, all that fun stuff. Combine next week, Jeff said. Yep. So, like I said, we got all kinds of news coming in. It's gearing up for the draft stuff. It's all that fun NFL stuff. And then plus with the USFL. So we got all kinds of football stuff. We would never have a break at this point.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, let's hit that outro and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. So long.